Robert was on a group of 3 contractors that we were interviewing. He felt like the right guy and the right person, to be a part of something that's important to our family. His product that we saw prior to engaging with him was the highest level.
Most of the more impressive oceanfront properties in Seaside are his, so it was almost a no-brainer to kind of stick with him.
Brett and Kristi Hirschenfeld's project came to us in an extremely unique and unusual way. Typically, we see blueprints that consist of 7 to 12 pages. Brett and Kristi's blueprint has some 65 pages of details.
We both work in real estate as a profession as well, so we're both very detail-oriented, and we know how to kind of drive contractors because that's what we do for a living. So it probably makes us maybe one of the more difficult families to work with.
So we knew at the outset that this was going to be a particular challenge, to the point where our senior project manager said, "Do we really need this project?" And I always wanted to build something modern, something more contemporary, something with such an open corner to the ocean. It was really challenging as it relates to structure, and we engaged with Brett right away and decided to go forward with a building contract. And I knew I was basically in for it.
He was here for us every step of the way. Any little issue that came up, we were confident that he'd find the right solution. He had great ideas for, to add value, not just to kind of execute the plan, but to make it even better. And there were certain elements along the way that he didn't like or that he wasn't in favor of, and he was very upfront and honest as to whether or not he could deliver it and what it would be for the long run. And
Brett and Kristi's plan was really cool. Only thing was, there was this awkward round staircase that ran through the middle of it. And I was forthcoming and honest in telling them both that this was going to look awful. It was not going to work with the blueprint. It wasn't going to work with the whole nature of the house, and we needed to change it. Brett was very concerned about the budget at the time. This was a big expense, so we had to be very careful about where we were going with it, but it had to happen. The change of the staircase absolutely made the house.
Every location in the house, he cared for. It wasn't like the main feature area where people were going to spend the most time. That's where he dedicated all his time. I mean, you could tell that areas like guest rooms or guest bathrooms that are not used often still got the same attention and level of detail.
I also love to add that I think he really helped us maximize the views that this house has. I mean, every view is spectacular from almost every floor and every bedroom, and it wasn't that way when we acquired the house. He really helped us to max that out.
An interesting aspect to the Hirschenfeld residence is that we are about to engage in another new home for them right next door for their family. It's sort of a compounding effect. And I think I'm more scared now than I was 6 years ago when we built the first house, just because Brett's intensity has grown so much. So I have to now match his intensity.
He stays with the project. You build your home, he's not gone. He builds your home, you're even more in partnership with him.
If something goes wrong or we need help or we need something added or tweaked within the house, he's a phone call away, and he sends somebody out within days or weeks every single time, 4 years later. And so I think that level of service is really probably unmatched in the industry.
We're also building another house right now next door, and Robert's building it for us. So I guess, I don't know if there's another way of complimenting or saying that you truly believe in someone than doing it again with the same person. So
clearly a repeat client, a second home for the same client, or third in some cases, is the most rewarding experience that any builder can really enjoy.